In software engineering, a microservice is a service that meets a very specific business need, like for example, handling payment methods, sending emails, or managing authentication. By extension, microservices is an architectural style where an application is structured as a collection of services that are loosely coupled, isolated, highly maintainable, independently deployable, and organized around business capabilities, as opposed to monolith, which are single-tiered applications where all the functionalities are bundled together. The main idea behind microservices is that services depend on each other to the least practicable extent by sharing the minimum degree of direct knowledge, which means that the only thing a service should know about another service is how to call it through its API through protocols such as HTTP or AMQP, without having to be aware of its implementation or the technology it uses. Consequently, it becomes fairly easy to occasionally replace components with alternative implementations that provide the same service through the same interface, introducing little to no breaking changes. It also allows services to be deployed independently and executed within a separate process, like on Docker, for example, where each service runs in its own container. A service can therefore be individually managed without having to take down the whole infrastructure, resulting in features and fixes being released much faster to production. Moreover, if a service crashes for some reason, it will just become unavailable to other consumers without spreading the error across the system. Meanwhile, the rest of the application will still be running, as opposed to a monolithic architecture where it is quite common for a single failing component to bring down an entire application if an error is not properly handled. It's also good to mention that in this type of architecture, each service is fully responsible for the data it stores, and any access to this data from the outside is exclusively performed through the service's API, creating a firewall that prevents the data from being modified without the service being aware of the change. There is, of course, a lot more to say about this type of architecture. However, for the purpose of this course, I think this definition should be more than enough for you to understand what is at stake when building a microservice. So now that we're clear on this concept, let's move on to the next one, RESTful APIs.